What's up, guys? James the Executioner Vick here. Today I want to go over some very simple basic boxing stuff, some stuff that people neglect or honestly they just don't fully understand. Very simple stuff of basically learning how to shift your weight from the front leg to the back leg and the back leg to the front leg, back and forth, right? Distributing your weight. Very common stuff I see that people don't understand. One example is if you're going to throw with this hand, with the lead hand, you want the weight on this leg most of the time. This isn't always set in stone, but most of the time this is the case. If I'm throwing with this hand, I want the weight on this leg. So what I mean by that, if I'm going to throw a jab, the weight is on the front leg, right? And I'm going to push off the back leg. And I use that to spring me forward to close distance. This would be very similar to a person running track, like a sprinter. If you've ever watched track meet or anything, they have the blocks, right? And they push off the blocks, the weight's on the front leg, and they use the back leg to push, right? And they're using that to close distance. Because when I go to jab somebody, they're not going to headbutt my fist. I have to go get them sometimes. Sometimes if I'm long, I can just be stationary and not do anything, and they run into it. That does happen. But lots of times you have to go get them, right? So the weight is on the front leg because I'm throwing with this hand. I push off the back leg and I spring forward and I get them, right? Now, I don't want to spring forward recklessly where I can't recover my stance, right? I'm here and then I come back to stance, right? Same thing if I'm throwing a lead hook or a lead uppercut, right? My weight's centered and I'm shifting it back and forth, right? I shift it to the front. The weight is on the front leg. The knee is bent. I throw the hook. Then my weight is on the back leg. So what I'm doing, in boxing, every punch will set up the next. So watch this series I do. I'm going to basically throw the 6 punches we have in boxing. We have a jab, we have a cross, we have a hook, we have a rear uppercut, we have a lead uppercut, and we have a rear hook. Watch the sequence of my body of how I shift my weight back and forth. The first one, I'm jabbing, right? I'm here, and I may move off, and I put the weight on the rear leg. Then I throw a cross. Now the weight's on the lead leg. I throw a hook. The weight is back on the back leg. I throw an uppercut, there, hook. Whatever I'm doing, the weight is being shifted, right? Very simple. Cross, so if I do a 2-3-2 combination, right? The weight is centered and a little bit on the back side, right? I throw a 2, I shift it to the front side. I throw a hook, I shifted the weight back. Every punch will set up the next. And that's where the high-level people differ from the mediocre guys or the beginner guys. They really know how to distribute the weight. If maybe he throws a jab, I shift back, put the weight on the back leg, I shoot a counter. So general rule, not always. If I'm throwing with this hand, most of the time I want the weight on this leg. If I'm throwing with this hand, I want the weight on this leg. So be conscious of that when you're practicing, when you're hitting bags, or with a partner. If he's throwing across and I'm slipping, right? I don't want to slip and stay tall. I don't want to keep my weight centered. If I'm going this direction to throw with this hand, I want the weight on this leg. It's very simple drill. He throws across, I go, hook. He throws a jab, maybe I slip it, weight's on the back leg, uppercut. Very simple, guys. Practice this with a partner, get on a bag, practice it. Shifting your weight from one leg to the other, putting the weight on the punching leg. And I understand that from a kickboxing standpoint, you got to be careful putting the weight on the lead leg because you can get kicked. But you learn how to adapt with that through sparring and training and drills and stuff. So try to implement this stuff, and this will really help you develop more power in your punches. Thank you, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Hope you enjoy the video.